Hey Lori and Dwayne, I'm coming to you with another garden update here. It's the 23rd of April 2020. I think the last time I recorded something was in November, so a few small changes since then. But before I get into that, congratulations on the new house and likely selling the old place by now. So I'll kind of go through the trees. They're coming back in the spring, so I did a good amount of trimming on the Asian pear. I had one side which I suspected was possibly rootstock. I wasn't sure, but it's giving some, seems to be giving some fruit, so I'm gonna leave it on here and see how it does. You can see it's especially the one that's sending out the most new growth. The other sides had some sort of bugs attack it, so there's a few shriveled leaves, but I think it'll come back. I also want to show you something new I'm trying. So I think part of my problem on some of the poor growth I was getting was due to maybe suffocating the trees with too much mulch around the base. So I had a friend of mine print these cones which get the mulch off the trunk, the main trunk of the tree, and get a little more separation there while also keeping the moisture in. So I'm going to see how those do. If you have any feedback on them, I'd appreciate it. The Fuji apple is doing well. Gave it a good haircut over the winter time, but kind of followed your advice. Didn't take too much of the density out, just to get a little more leaf coverage for the fruit as it gets through the summer. A few of the citrus here lost all their leaves, including my Meyer lemon. Don't give up on yours. I know you pulled it out, but definitely a good thing to have around. It has a ton of blooms on it, and I think it'll do just fine this year. It smells great. This is my Arizona sweet. I know you like yours. It seems to be doing well. And then that car that I got from Reed is now in the ground, and this is, if I could only plant one citrus tree, it'd be this one. It's definitely my favorite. My plan would be to maybe give it this year and snip some of these side branches and only keep this main trunk to have it, get a couple feet of a trunk before it starts branching out. This is my Valencia. It seems to be doing well. You can see there's some flowering on it, and it actually lost all its leaves again this winter, but if it leaves out and blooms, I'm happy. Tangelo, no big change. It kind of does its own thing, keeps small. My Moro blood orange, this one also lost all its leaves but is coming back, but this is the only one without any blooms on it. This is the Golden Nugget, a lot smaller than yours obviously, but seems to be doing okay. I'll see if exposing the root flare and giving it a little more space helps. This is the Page Mandarin, kind of same story, lost a lot of leaves, is coming back, but these guys just don't seem to be doing much. The Nulis Clementine is doing okay. This is a fall edition from Reed. It's the Florida Prince Peach. I'm looking forward to this guy growing a little bit more. Seems to be happy and so forth, but I was expecting maybe a little more new growth in the springtime. Yeah, if you have any feedback on how this is looking to you, let me know. But so far so good. You can see I've got some fruit on it. I did a good amount of thinning just to not break any branches or bend them too much. The pomegranate is doing okay, seems happy. This is my a dwarf apricot. I think Garden Annie is the variety. I got it through mail order. This one seems to be doing well. Lots of new growth in the last few weeks here. Good amount of fruit set, so I'm happy with him. My new apple is doing well. I've got this is the 4-in-1 with the Annas on this side, can see they've got some nice fruit on them. Probably in 10 or so pieces, which is good. Next one's coming up here is Golden Dorset, so I think that'll do well. And then these later year varieties are just starting to leaf out, so that'll be good. I think I might do more summer apples in the future. I might try grafting some of the Anna buds on the big Fuji that we covered earlier, and see if I can get a little more kind of distribution throughout the year. This Katy apricot died, and I suspect it's probably because of the either being planted too deep, or the mulch on it, or even the rootstock just not being ideal for our conditions. So I'm going to replace this with another Katy, but I'd like to go get it from Reed in the fall. This is another one of Reed's plants. It's the Methley Plum. Seems to be doing okay. I'll probably spread these branches a little bit when I get a few hours here. This is my fig that I've had for a couple of years. I suspect it's the Osborne Prolific. It has a small I can't see it, but small crop on last year's wood, and then it's setting the new crop on the new growth. I experimented a little bit with grafting, and I wanted to show you how that's looking. So here you can see a graft point, and I've had that looks successful. There might be another successful one on the other side, but I had a few unsuccessful ones. I tried some using a tool that effectively makes the same shape on both sides, and you kind of graft an entire branch, and that didn't work too well. But the bud or the chip grafting, that seemed to be okay. This is the Santa Rosa plum. I got that from Stark Brothers a couple years back, so it's been in the ground for about a year and a half. Seems to be doing well, and for the first time I'm getting some flowers on it, so maybe I hope maybe it produces a piece of fruit or two. This is a addition from last year, Black Mission fig, and I'm also played with some grafting on it. I don't know if this is coming through, but there's a graft there. We'll see if it works out. Another one up here where I did the entire branch at this point. So we'll see. But so far it seems to be doing okay. And I want to show you on the other side of the house how things are looking. So as I'm walking over, I also got to tell you, guys I'm watching some of your videos, and you have no idea how lucky you are to have each other, or maybe you do, but it's so great that you share that passion of gardening, and I wish I had that with my wife. I think she kind of gets annoyed as if I spend more than 20 minutes outside. But yeah, definitely lucky to you guys are lucky to have that. So the back row of blueberries is not doing too great this year. I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. I didn't do the acidic fertilizer, so I think that's probably what's going on there. Raspberries seem to be doing okay. I have some blooms on there, so I'm hoping to get a few fruit, but I think ultimately these raspberries are going to go, I'm going to try to give them away or sell them, because it's just not worth the time. I've got a couple dwarf peaches that'll take their place, a kale that's left over from the winter garden, another Florida Prince, which I'm holding on for a relative, and then here are the blackberries. These are my baby cakes blackberries. They have, I don't know if you can see on here, but they seem to be doing okay this time of year, but a lot of this fruit either won't develop nicely or it'll dry up, so I'm not super impressed with this variety, but I did like the Primark ones that you guys had, so I got a couple of those, and I'm gonna basically probably give the blackberries I have away and replace them with these Primark ones, which seem to be more reliably setting the fruit, and it seems to be bigger. Strawberry patch is doing well. Peppers are getting started. I'm not too happy with them this year. I tried growing everything from seed starts, and I think I might have started a little late. I've got some cantaloupe here from the grafting experiments with the figs. I had a bunch of extra cuttings, so I have them outside now in pots, and they seem to be doing well. For the grafts that didn't take, I'll probably borrow from this batch and try grafting again in the in the winter time, and some just agave pups and whatnot. So this is the big addition here. I was telling you about the grape trellis that I wanted to build, and sent you some early plans. I ended up going with an 18-foot long and 6-foot high structure. So it's got posts every 6 feet, and then I picked out a Thompson and Flame grape varieties. They're in the ground now. I've set the these are actually pipes, galvanized pipes. Set them in concrete, and you can maybe see better here. So they're not going anywhere. They're sturdy, and actually they're not even. We're out here, and it's 90 degrees probably right now, and it's doing okay. Not very warm at all, so I'm happy with that. I got them painted. I still need to string a wire across. I have these guys on the sides here, so there will be a wire for the cordons. Honestly, I like the cordon look better on the way you were doing all of your grapes. I know you've transitioned to having the Thompsons as cane pruned. I don't know. Let me know if it makes a big difference, because I'm kind of liking the spur prune method, or just the look of it. So I still have a little work to do here, but I just want to show you how it's looking. It was super helpful to have your new planting videos. I mean, it takes me a long time to do this stuff. You guys had like 20 trees in 5 minutes or something, but yeah, I definitely now better understand how you're going about making those circles and mulching and so forth. So I'm going to try to implement some of that here. You can see it's actually very poorly done, because it's even though the plant itself is maybe an inch above the rest of it, there is nothing to keep the water in. So I need to make a donut here, and hopefully that'll help these guys. And I also got to run some irrigation lines through here as well. So we'll see how that goes. But so far so good. I really appreciate all the videos you're doing. Learned a lot from the new planting ones. Learned a lot from the last reviews of the old farm and the kind of the different varieties you were showing, and talking through the different rootstocks. I think it makes a big difference. So keep being awesome. Thank you so much, and talk to you soon.